It's that special time of year again. Sports nerds flood the internet to watch countless hours of potential draft prospects so they can rank them for other nerds, all in a desperate attempt to win their fantasy football leagues. And I am that nerd. Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Jeff Stoltzfus, that's Kevin, and this is Shut Up Football. And today, we can't shut up about the incoming 2022 NFL Draft prospects. Oh, they're so drafty and so prospecty. Let's see if we can't find the next Danny Pumpernickel or CJ Moorhead. Are those people? Who is to say? We're going to take a look at about 50 names and give our first impressions, and that is something to remember. This is first impressions. I haven't even investigated how to properly pronounce people's names, so if I do mispronounce a name, just fucking get over it. I'm going to break each position into tiers, so don't get too hung up on actual order. At this point, there's only levels. A lot is going to change between now and your fantasy draft. My goal is just to get a good feel for each player before I get influenced by the hype, before the combine, before the draft. So let's get into it. Garrett Wilson looks the part. He's big, strong, he runs good routes, and he's got moves after the catch. Looks a little like OBJ in his playing style. I don't think he's attacking any kickers' nets or peed on any end zones. Jameson Williams shows pretty much the same. Big, strong, fast, probably named after Irish whiskey. I think he's coming off injury, but I don't care about that right now. Treylon Burks is a different type of receiver than the other two. He's built more like A.J. Brown. He's strong, has a lot of good fight. My only concern with him is his ability to get separation. But if he tests well at the combine, that fear will be put to rest, like a wee little baby. And it's not like he can't win 50-50 balls. Treylon, I mean, not the baby. Babies are notoriously shitty at 50-50 balls. This is where it starts to get a little more interesting. Jahan Dotson has good speed and lateral quickness. He could stand to bulk up a little. He's got moves like Jagger, but he's also built like, well, Jagger, which is not so good for football. Alec Pierce is tall. He has other attributes as well, but it's kinda hard to miss this. He has good athleticism and shows good concentration with contested catches. The only concern here is top speed. If the speed is there, he might be the complete package. Right now, I'd compare him to Jordy Nelson. It's hard not to like Drake London. He's tall, has a huge catch radius, looks like a jump ball specialist. Couldn't think of a great comp here, so I'll just say Adam Thielen. Zay Flowers can get huge yards after the catch, but he's got a slim frame. He looks like a fragile Deebo Samuel, or fat skeleton. He's got good speed and shifty moves. I think I'm higher on him than others right now. I love John Metchie. I'm not sure I can be too high on him. He runs good routes, shows good hands, he's quick, good yards after the catch. I want to be in the John Metchie business. Unless he goes to the Ravens or tests a 4.6, then fuck that guy. These guys don't suck. I'm just not confident in them. The most notable name here is Chris Olave. I admit he's good. He just doesn't jump off the tape for me. People seem to like him, but he looks like Robbie Anderson to me. Now Anderson went undrafted, and I'm sure Chris Olave will get drafted, probably in the mid-rounds. He's got good hands, good footwork, and runs good routes. There's just something unimpressive about him. I like David Bell. I'd like to see more on him. He's a little short, but he's shifty. He shows good sideline awareness and footwork, and some impressive moves after the catch. George Pickens had some good tape. He's dynamic, but there are some character concerns with him. Also, there wasn't as much tape on him as I wanted. Seemed like his quarterback wasn't the best. I like his upside, but being shitty is an affliction that has taken down many wide receivers. Romeo Doubs has good acceleration. He shows well in traffic. He could end up being a returner or a role player with eventually more upside. Brian Robinson Jr. is a big dude. He's got a good stutter step and some wiggle. He makes people take bad angles on him. He's hard to tackle, but he doesn't show breakaway speed. I wanted to dislike this guy because I'm an asshole, but he's pretty good in this draft. Zach Charbonnet looks more like an old school running back. He's big, runs hard, has amazing fight, and refuses to be tackled. He has some pass catching ability. His speed is okay, but not breakaway. Kenneth Walker is one of my favorites. He reminds me of Jamal Charles. Great change of direction, speed around the edge, long speed, gives people bad angles, and loads of fight. Zonovan Knight shows good change of direction, good speed, turns the corner well, and looks like a pro. Kinda gives a Ryan Matthews vibe. Plus, he sounds like a superhero secret identity. Zamir White is a between the tackles pounder. He reminds me of Deontay Foreman. He's got some wiggle and he's hard to tackle. I didn't see him used in the passing game, and I'm concerned about his long speed. Kyren Williams is a shifty little dude, and he is hard to tackle. It's hard not to be reminded of Darren Sproles. He's got good contact balance, and he is fast. His footwork is amazing, which is not a thing I've ever said to another dude before. Bro, your footwork is amazing. He showed receiving skills too. I seem to be lower on Isaiah Spiller than others, but I do like him. He's got great change of direction and receiving skills. He's good around the corner and through traffic. The knock is he seems a little slow, although he has shown to be elusive despite this. I don't know how you can be both elusive and slow. Whatever. If he has a good 40, I could see bumping him up a tier. Dameon Pierce is a good back, though possibly a little undersized. He's got good change of direction, some wiggle, and pass-catching ability. He could be a LaShawn McCoy type. I feel like people are overlooking Tyler Allgeire. He's got good lateral agility, shifty moves, speed around the edge, pass catching. He reminds me of Antonio Gibson. Dalvin's brother James Cook is a good back in his own right, but he shared the load, and I'd be surprised if that changes in the NFL. He looks a little undersized. He's fast, he can catch the ball just fine. He's probably the only guy at level 3 with NFL upside. The rest are just guys. There might not be a clear top guy like Kyle Pitts this year, but don't let that get you down. If you need a tight end in 2022, rejoice, because there's a ton of guys in this draft. Jalen Wydermyer. I'm in. Good hands, decent speed, a weird last name, and he wins 50-50 balls like he should. I don't know if Greg Dulcich is a popular name on anyone's list, but this guy is awesome. Big, fast, good hands, and he's got moves. Comparing someone to Travis Kelce seems far-fetched, but this guy looks like everything you'd want at the position. And if we're blaspheming in Kelce's name, we might as well talk about Charlie Kolar. He's a big bully of a man who can make one-handed catches and spin out of tacklers. And we're only now talking about Trey McBride, who might just be the best of all of them. McBride looked like a man amongst boys in college. I'd be shocked if he doesn't become a permanent fixture at the next level. Not quite the studs of the previous level, but any of these guys could contribute to your hometown and perhaps your fantasy team too. Jeremy Ruckert has good hands, decent speed, and he's a good blocker too. Josh Whyle is big, fast, and has great footwork in the end zone. He can flat out beat people. I haven't seen a lot of Will Mallory. What I have seen I like, but it really requires to see more tape. Let's just say he's got potential. I find quarterback the hardest position to evaluate. As a general starting position, I hate everyone. I mean, when evaluating. I guess in life too. This is likely the position I'll vacillate on the most, right up until the draft, though rarely do my evaluations get more positive. More often I discover reasons to devalue them. Looking at you, Drew Lock and Daniel Jones. Kenny freaking Pickett. He is the only top-tier, clear-cut quarterback, in my opinion. He's like a young Justin Herbert. How old is Justin Herbert? Man, fuck that guy. He's got the arm. 2, in fact. He's got the mobility to extend plays or pick up first downs with his legs, shows good decision-making in taking sacks or throwing the ball away instead of forcing the ball and throwing dumb interceptions. That being said, he's not afraid to throw into tight windows, and he's got the accuracy to do it. The main concern with him is he's only had one big year under him. He took a big leap last year. That's a good thing, but it also scares the pee-pee out of NFL decision makers, especially ones on the hot seat that can't afford to Mitchell Trubisky themselves out of a job. For me, it's Kenny all day and twice on Tuesday. Take the risk, you cowards. I like these guys, but I wouldn't want a single one of them starting for my team in fantasy or otherwise in 2022. They all have concerning flaws. Sam Howell is mobile. In fact, he might run too much. When he throws, he makes decent decisions. He throws a great slant, but his deep ball accuracy is questionable. Malik Willis' name is getting hot, but in my house, his name is Bad Decision Colin Kaepernick. I wouldn't argue with the mobility or the big arm, but he struggles with the deep ball accuracy, and his decision-making and reads on the field are questionable as fudge. Because of his intangibles, people are going to try and talk me into Malik Willis, just like they did Trey Lance. And I may bend. Mentally, I am squishy. I just have to remember the semaphore red flags I saw early. Tanner McKee is not someone I've heard anything about, but there's a lot to like here. He's super tall, he has a strong arm, can throw lasers and rainbows. He's accurate, he's got a good quick release, and throws good fades in the end zone. The only knock is, he's not very mobile. Matt Corral throws lasers, and I'm concerned that's all he throws. I couldn't find anything thrown with touch. I have questions about his processing speed. He seems to lock on his first read and then run if it's not there. He also had issues with the deep ball. I haven't heard much about Aqeel Glass. I think I'm higher on him than others. He throws with touch, often to spots his receivers are going to rather than the receivers themselves. He has just enough mobility in the pocket. He can throw on the run. And he actually showed deep ball accuracy. I call him poor man's Russell Wilson. I like him. Even if he doesn't get drafted to start somewhere, I could see him getting the backup spot and earning some time by the end of the year. I really don't see any of these guys as starters, but I suppose we have to talk about them because we just have to. People are high on Carson Strong. I don't know why. He puts less zip on the ball than you'd want for an NFL starter, and ironically so for a guy named Strong. He's tall, not very mobile, and his deep ball accuracy is crap. Bailey Zappi has shown good accuracy and arm strength, but he's a small school guy, and it's just hard to evaluate him against the level of play he's faced. I am 100% out on Desmond Ridder. He's inaccurate, nominal mobility, questionable decision making. I could see him getting picked off a lot as a pro. Confused, chased down. He's like a poor man's Geno Smith. People call this a weak draft class, and it's still too early for me to do that. I admit, there's no Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase, no Jalen Waddle, no Trevor Lawrence in this draft class, but I do see more depth at certain positions. I think it's a bad year to need a quarterback. However, the depth at running back looks like an improvement over last year. While no one pops as much at wide receiver, it's only a small step down to the top guys in this draft, and the depth behind them seems about the same. Tight end is notoriously a position that takes years to pan out for fantasy relevance, but this class is deep with upside talent. So who to miss? What name is burning a hole in your brain bucket and didn't make the list? Tell me in the comments below. I really want to know. Thanks for watching Shut Up Football. Until next time, peace!
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.